Okay, this is just the pot of, I've mixed up the tintable Cobra bed liner, Raptor liner, said it before, it's all the same nonsense. And I've just put a little bit of the colour, which the Jag is going. So yeah, I'm just going to put this around the rear arches and those little front sections, just through the Velbis 1.8, and then we'll use the GTIs to put the base coat on the rest of it.
Hello.
Alright, that's the Cobra liner in the arches now. Just going to demask the area. Once we've got all the colour on, we'll get some clear coat on it as well. Right, we're ready to go and put the first coat of blue on. We're on the PPF system, so the vacuum bags will vacuum up, so that's easy when we're doing all underneath, and we can get up and around all in under the bulkhead and that, like spray upside down. That'll make the whole job a lot easier. So I'm going to quickly put it onto a time lapse and we'll chuck some paint around. Right, we've got all the base coat on now. As you can see, the base coat blue all over it, bulkhead, and all underneath. So now I'll put it on a time lapse and we're just going to start chucking the lacquer on and clear coating it all, and then we'll leave it over the weekend. And we've just finished putting 3 coats of lacquer on the E-type tub. Pretty tired now. It's come out pretty good. It's going to be quite a nice blue, especially when it's outside. All in the arches and underneath, all done. So yeah, we'll leave that over the weekend. Yeah, we'll get it out and then do the panels and all the frameworks, or insides of the panels and the framework, next week. Alright, we've got the E-type shell now out of the booth. As you can see, it's still masked up, so we'll demask that and we'll start prepping the outside. 80 is now in the booth and he is just prepping up the doors, the boots and the front framework, and he's going to get those into colour. He's done the seam sealing around like the edge of the door skins and everything and the joints, but we're probably this time, when we painted the shell, we weren't 100% happy with how the colour covered in the corners. It would cover all the flats, right, but just in some of the corners it was still a bit transparent. So we are going to base all of this up in straight black first, probably 2 coats of black, and then we'll put the blue on, and we will most probably do the outside of the car when we paint that in the same way. So we'll do it black first and then put the blue on, just basically so we can use less of the actual colour and help it cover and get a nicer even finish. And that's what we're doing. So I'll put it on a time lapse and you can watch Aid struggle to paint these stupid bits of framework that take all the paint to paint hardly any area. Right then, Aid managed to get all the insides of the panels and the framework sprayed into the blue. Almost look black from a distance, and then when you get up close, you see how it all sort of flips. It's gonna look good. Worked a lot better doing the black first. So we're definitely gonna do that when we do the outside of the shell. We're gonna put the 2 coats of black base coat on it first, and then we'll go on with the blue. Covered a lot better. So Adi is now out here. He's started the wet flatting stages. So you can see, if I come over here, he's put the guide coat on the shell, and he's also done the panels. So you'll be able to see, there's the guide coat on there. And as he's flattening it down, can we see just in there? Just about, that's it. You can just see, there's the production marks and scratches. So that is what we're getting rid of with the wet flatting. So at the minute we're on 600, and then we'll go over the whole thing again with 1200, and that'll be ready for the, what was it ready for?
Paint.
For the paint, ready for the paint. So he's already done the doors. So they've been 6 and 12 on the doors. So you can almost see the primers just sort of starting to get a shine. So you can see how sort of smooth it is, but still keyed up enough for the paint to adhere to it. We'll finish wet flattening it and then get it all masked and in the booth, ready for the colour. We've saved the best panel till last. The last bit of wet flatting. Adi's really enjoying himself. Unfortunately, he's about 6 louvers ahead of me, so I've got some catching up to do. It's annoying. Okay, so we have got everything for the E-Type all wet flatted now through to 1200. And we've got it in the booth, as you can see, and we've just started masking everything up. So we've done all the edges, the panels are masked, and so you see we've done the edges here, and then we're going to paper over all of that. And the panels, like I said, are already done, the backs of the panels, and I'll rearrange those. Once we've got the car masked up, we'll rearrange and put the panels down this end where AD is. We'll slide the car forward a little bit up to the bonnet so we can paint it all at the same time. Made a couple decisions on the bonnet. Not sure if it's the way forward, but we're going to give it a go. We've sealed the joint in between because this would normally have a trim that goes in there, but because this car's going to a bit of a fast road, semi-lightweight sort of thing, it's not having any bumpers, any bits of trim. So we left those open, and then I decided to seal them just to stop any crud and road grind coming up through the gap. So we've done that, and also made the decision to leave the underside completely in bare metal, so aluminium. Not ideal for longevity of it, but we took the decision that it's probably not going to be driven that much in the rain and the salt in the bad conditions. And if you lift the bonnet and you've got all fresh engine bay and engine in there, and as you've got an alley bonnet, you're going to look pretty cool. That is why we've decided to do that. So I'll put a time lapse on so you can see us just mask up the last few bits of the shell, and then hopefully tomorrow we will sling some blue on it. Then that's the E-Type all masked up. I've rearranged the panels, so we've got the doors down the back there and the boot lid behind Adi down there. And Adi's just finishing off the degreasing. It's got to go under the rear valance. So what we're gonna do now is get the booth on, get some heat into the panels, and then we're gonna go through and spray it into black first, like we mentioned. So we'll be using like a straight off the scheme PPG straight black. So we'll put 2 coats of that on, and then we'll go on probably 2 coats of the blue, then some drop coats, and the drop coats really make the metallic stand up. So we'll show you that when we do it. We'll put it all on a time lapse, and hopefully you've enjoyed it so far. Obviously this is like a lot of work and prep to get to the putting the paint on bit, the main bit, the glory bit, and hopefully nothing goes wrong. So I'm not sure where we are on the episodes. This is probably episode either 2 or 3, maybe 3, and I'm not sure how far into it we are. But if we've run out of time, you may have to tune back in next week to see us actually lay down some paint on this. Yeah, that'll be the next episode. So make sure that you comment anything below, like and subscribe, and do all of that nonsense. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.